Hey, what's up with Life Without Fancy with another Path of Exile video. And in today's video, we're going to talk about farming these Blight Ravaged maps that I have here with Faustus. I got this one for sale here for 28 Chaos for Underground River. This seems to be the cheapest one available. This is me here. This is a farm we did in the previous league. I was interested to see how this would pan out because they nerfed a lot of the increased effective explicit modifiers from the tree, and that includes the nodes like these ones here used to give increased effective explicit modifiers. They used to give this stuff, and they nerfed this, which means that the more maps multiplier that we were relying on in T16.5s has been reduced significantly. So I was interested to see what this farm would turn out to be like, and I thought it was probably just going to be bad, and I tried it out and it wasn't great. But then they buffed the Bloodline Scarab, which is the one we used, to have an additional modifier, and that meant that you get a ton of extra stuff. So I did just one map, and it's not a good sample size, but I did one map, and I got, I think, 14 Blight Ravaged maps. They don't all sell for 28C, but I got 14 Blight Ravaged maps and 2 Fortress maps. So you do get a ton, like so much map equity. And what is this farm exactly? So we stack a ton of increased map chance on the tree, so all of the tier 1 to 15 maps found have a chance to be chance to be 1 tier higher. We take shaping the mountains, shaping the skies. We take all of these ones shaping the world as well, and then we're using shrines as well to maybe we get a quant shrine, which is 10% increased quant of maps found. So that would take us from 10 to 11 maps in these. We're blocking off a couple of things: Ominous Silence, Secular Focus, Love by the Sun, Trade Embargo, and Sealed Domain. We're taking the Templar Ingenuity and Immune Response down here. This is not necessarily Templar Ingenuity, but we are, we're right. We need 100% Blight chance, so we're taking this wheel down here. We are taking this. Obviously, we're taking mounting modifiers because we want increased effective explicit modifiers per explicit modifier. And we're taking Skittering Swarms as well, just extra scarabs. But then we're taking Fungal Bloom, so this is just the Blight wheel. We're taking Sturdy Construction. We're going Exarch because this is a very time-sensitive strat. Like, you got to be fast in this. And the Eater packs, they take a couple of seconds to spawn, and that's honestly a couple of seconds too much. We're taking Syncretism and Drawn to Power, so we get extra shrine stuff, so that if we do hit a coveted shrine, we still get another shrine buff as well, and maybe get the speed shrine, which is just the best one to hit in this. We're taking the inner quant wheel, we're taking the outer quant wheel, we're taking some scarab stuff just because scarabs is nice little extra money for us. We're taking Chisel of Perfection, and then over here we're taking Invasive Adversaries and All That Glitters, along with Remarkable Relics to get the increased rarity, more rare scarabs found. And we're taking every increased effective explicit modifiers on your maps as we can, because that turns say if we had 100% more maps found in an area on a map, then it would turn into like 156, 160, something like that. So we get a ton of extra stuff there. I got all these maps on trade. These are 150% quant, 150% more maps, and these were, I think, 36 of them I paid 45C for, and the rest I paid 50. So I just put them in. I put them in the spreadsheet as 50. Here's the Atlas tree. This is a 132-point tree. I'm using a 130-point one for some reason at the moment. But if you don't have 132 points, you just have 130. You just take off the Searing Exarch pack sites over here. But this is the tree that we're using. Here's the. We haven't done it yet, so this is actually these don't count yet. But this is what it looks like. I think div was 140. When I put this stuff together yesterday, so we basically got 50 T16.5, 150% more maps. We got some chisels, we got some deli orbs on there. I put 60, they were 4.5. Bloodline Scarabs were 80C when we bought them yesterday. I'm not sure how much they are now. They were going up and down a bit in price. So let's have a look. Horn Scarab of Bloodlines. I have some Chaos Orbs. Oh, they're cheaper now. Well, I messed up there. Anyway, so I should have just waited. Oh, but divs are 150 now, so I'll change that to 150. It doesn't really make any difference right now. But so we've got the Bloodline Scarabs, we've got Multitude Scarabs, which are 1.5 C. The Blooming Scarabs, these were 11 Chaos. Let's see what they are now. Blight Scarab of Blooming, this is other 13 C, so a little bit more. We'll add that now. And then Escalation Scarabs are 1 C each. So in total, we're putting in 155 C, which is a little bit north of a Divine per map. And almost like more than half of it is just in the Bloodline Scarab, which is cheaper, but I'm not going to reduce the price here. So even though I increase the price on everything else. But so this really, you just, it's a big investment per map. It's 1 and a bit divs, but you do get a lot out of it. And what does the strat really look like? It's so Fungal Horizons, basically completing a blight encounter in your map grants all players Blight Reach, and Blight Reach gives a chance for maps found to be dropping as blighted maps instead, and it lasts for 60 seconds. So when we get into the map, we blast around, then every map has, I think it's a 50-50 chance to drop as a blighted map instead. And then the Scarab of Blooming over here, tier 14 plus blighted maps found in area drop as Blight Ravaged instead. So we're going to zoom around the map, we're going to drop a ton of maps, and all of the maps have 50-50 chance to be upgraded to blighted, and all of the blighted ones do upgrade to Blight Ravaged. And those are the ones that can cost up to 28C. I've got the PoE Ninja pricing here. And ignore this curse crypt one. This 10 online. I don't believe that this is worth that much. Underground River, I actually favorited Underground River, the test I did, and all mine sold. They didn't sell like that, but they did sell within an hour. So I listed them all at just the cheapest price on the market, and they all sold within an hour. I think it was around 30C then, or 37, something like that. Underground River is really popular amongst Blight Ravaged farmers because this is basically a strip. And so that means you've got 2 big choke points, and you can just destroy the monsters really easy to run. Defiled Cathedral, obviously the Apothecary drops in Defiled Cathedral, so, and the Mirror Shard card, so that's also a very popular one. When it comes to tier 16 maps, there's a few that are quite well priced, and when it comes to all of them, or if you go to the tier 15 ones, then there's only a few that are actually priced reasonably. So most of them are 19, 17, 15C, and then the tier 14 maps, the Tower is popular, I guess because of Nurse. But then Ashen Wood, some of these are quite low confidence. I don't think we should be paying attention to the medium or low confidence ones. But most of these, I think, these 14, 15C, I don't think these are going to sell for that. I think it's going to be like 12 or 13 maybe. I was selling most of my tier 14 ones. I think I sold them at 9. I put them at 9C and they sold very, very quickly. So I think Silo is maybe the best one here to take. So the tier 16 and the tier 15, they're both at 19 Chaos. And again, Silo is one of those ones that's in basically a strip. So it's really easy to do a Silo map. So I'm going to put some of my favorites on Underground River and some of them on Silo. Maybe a couple on Defiled Cathedral as well. So give it much more chance to drop a bunch of extra maps. You get a lot of T17 maps in this farm as well. So I've got all these. I'm gonna go and do the farm. We've got some quad tabs here. I need to take these blueprints out, but I'm gonna go and do this farm right now, and then I'll be back with an example map, and I'll be able to show you what's up. So I'll see you in a bit.
A few moments later.
Okay, we're back, and we're just gonna chuck this one in and try this one out. As I said before, we managed to get to 27 and 28, which is nice, but we're running just increased quant on this. The amount of gold you get, I think, is around 75 to 80k per map. I just dumped all mine into King's March now, so this is a good map because we got the classic breach. That's really nice. So we're gonna come in here to Cassia and just start the blight up, and as soon as it starts, we're going to try and skip as far ahead as possible. I usually use a combination of sort of like the the chilling towers or maybe the fisting towers, but I see there's actually the fisting towers. They actually have immunity to the fisting towers here, so that's a bad idea on this map. But I just stand in the middle. You do need a strong build for this because I have failed, I think, 4 Blight, and that means that you get 0 Blight Ravaged maps. You do get the rest of the loot, so you still get like T17 maps and stuff like that, but you do get absolutely 0 Blight Ravaged maps. So the amount of Blight Ravaged maps we get, I guess we've probably got to like divide by 46 and multiply by 50, or maybe we just won't, and we'll just err on the side of caution. There's, yeah, as far as tips on running these goes, it's like just have a very strong character. That's all you need to really do. I found quite a few times that with Deli, there's like a bug for Deli that, for Blight and Deli in combination, I should say, that sometimes stuff will just appear at the pump. Like monsters will just appear at the pump and they'll slap the pump. Okay, we're going. Now is we're done, so we got to just go and take all the nodes. And you can pause now, which is great. So you can see, you can check out our basic currency due, but don't really care about that. Increase quant, we definitely want that. And as soon as the breach is done, you can see up here, I've got this 49 seconds of blight reach left. So I come and start the breach as soon as the blight is done. If it is a classic breach, if it's the fortress one, or the new one, the Defender Aelith one, I don't do it until afterwards. I check all of these as much as I can, and you see, now that this breach bar here is zooming up, I can actually leave, because I'm fairly sure there's some kind of snapshotting going on with maps dropped or loot. I'm not too certain. We were testing it out a little bit, but we didn't have enough data for, you know, conclusive conclusions, for very good conclusions. So if I come back in here and just kill these guys, then now it's, you know, we had 5 seconds left of Blight Reach. This has actually been a pretty bad map for us, I think. And now the Blight Reach is over, and we killed most of the monsters in the map. We're just gonna go around and loot now, so I'll see you in just a bit. Okay, and we're back, and we got all maps. So we got 2 fortress maps in that one, and that's pretty regular. I'd say you get at least, we got 4 once in one map, and then we got, it seems like 11 of these Blight Ravaged maps. So this, I would say, is about normal when it comes to the Blight Ravaged maps. We also got a regular Blighted map, and that's because the Blooming Scarab only transforms T14 plus maps into Blight Ravaged maps, and this is a T13 map. So that's all of the loot. I'm going to just swap zones, and then we're going to check out how much it costs. So I'll be back in just a second.
A few moments later.
All right, we are back, and let's just go to King's March, and then we can check out the Wealthy Exile. I think this is the right tabs. There's only 2 tabs we actually need. It's this one and this one. We can actually take all 3. But let's just go back to the stash, and then this is a 6 hour ago snapshot. I just had a little peek after we've done 20 maps. So 103 divines. Not bad. Not bad. That's this, I guess, is with the estimations from Wealthy Exile, and of course those are going to be really bad for some things. Not for lots of things, but for some things are going to be really bad. So if we just let's get rid of that. So the fortress maps, they're not going to be 34C each. They're going to be a little bit better. Let's go back to the hideout. So the fortress maps are not 36, I think they're like 50 or something like that. If we just, this is what it looks like. I sorted it out. So we got 86 fortress maps, which let's just check in Wealthy Exile. Yeah, it agrees. 86 of these fortress maps. We got, I counted 478 Blight Ravaged maps here. We also got 6 Blighted maps because they're, again, they're T13. There's all the currency. We got a ton of, we got 83 16.5 maps as well. Tier 60 maps are not on my loot filter, but we got a lot of them. There's some stuff in here that we didn't bother counting, and a lot of other stuff like, essences. And I think I got the deception contracts in here. I don't think Wealthy Exile is counting those either. If we go to its blueprints only, is there any contracts in here? Let's clear this filter and just do this set. No contract. Okay, they're 1 or 2 CE, so they're 13 or 12 or 13 C. So there's another, I don't know, at least a div in there of contracts. There's a bunch of other stuff. So I'm gonna try and figure out what these are actually worth. Again, so Wealthy Exile thinks 34 chaos for a fortress map, and if we just use the price checker on the merchant, they are 48. So around 75% of what the actual price is for those. These Blight Ravaged Underground River maps, these are 10C here, and if we just go Underground River, we just take this one here, we get 60C. Jeez, I mean, that's, yeah, it's, they're not 60C. They're a little bit more than that, I think. A little bit less, rather. A lot less. I think they're around 30, something like that. So this is going to be different. This was more just to check how good the farm is. And there's a bunch of things I messed up. So for starters, you shouldn't take Minor Strike. This is a terrible idea. This is absolutely a terrible idea because you can get Bismuth, and the Bismuth gives, the magic monsters extra stuff. And that's magic monsters is where you get the bulk of this, the map drops here. So these should be way more if you don't mess it up like me. Also, I don't even have 132 points. I got 130. So there's some extra shenanigans you could be pulling with this tree as well. You could probably even take one of these, like Bismuth Infusion, so 30% chance to have an additional modifier when they to monsters that they affect, and 100% increased chance for all to be Bismuth. This is like a fantastic pick. So you should absolutely take that instead of these 2 points and the extra 2 points on your atlas. So 1, 2, 3 over here. Really, really good choice there. But this, I think it's probably more like 120 divs. I'm going to do some maths, and I'll be back in a bit, and we'll see how it looks. All right, I'm back, and I've added everything together, and it's looking pretty good. 478 maps is a very decent amount for us to get. This brings us total to around 14 divs an hour for the thing. I think I had a mistake in my return per map. I was dividing by 20 from my previous template, and now I've fixed that. So 14 divs an hour, not amazing, but not terrible either, and a pretty fun thing to do as well. Again, some of the prices here are a little low. I think I've been erring on the side of caution. The Blight Ravaged maps especially, I think these Underground River ones are definitely not 10C. I was looking on trade, and there's literally only 2 available, and oh no, there's somebody else listing them now for 60 for 40C, but there's one from 16 days ago for 60 chaos, there's one from 6 minutes ago for 40 chaos, and then there's me for 32, but it's not really 32 because what I've done is I put one for 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, etc, until I got down to 32 and I ran out of maps because I wanted to know how much they actually cost. They're definitely not 10C, but also really am curious as to what they sell for. I'm going to liquidate all of this, and I think it's going to turn out probably around 15 divs an hour. Make sure you sell your womb gifts as well. I have these ancient womb gift, 100% increased chance of ancient womb gifts. The womb gifts sell. Oh, I sold the fortress map, so those are definitely 48C rather than. I sold a couple of them just to test, but they're definitely 48C rather than the 32. I think that Wealthy Exile says. So these are all that. I've got a lot of ancient womb gifts I've been selling. Get rid of them because they're just, people want to gamble with them. You can also get the mysterious ones, so you can get your grafts with more chance to have mysterious womb gifts on, and then you can chuck them in here. And I have mine set up to 800% increased chance for mysterious womb gifts to birth ancient womb gifts, and that means that then it'll I think for every 5 I threw in, it spits out 8. So, and make sure you take the 25% to get an additional item, because then you're likely to get a lot more. So really, really useful thing to know is that you should be selling your womb gifts. I've been selling all of mine. This is absolutely fantastic for the fortress farm. I think it would be even better if you had 132 points, like I don't. And if you didn't take Minor Strike and you in fact took a percent increased chance to get Bismuth, because then you're much more likely to get Bismuth, and that is super juicy for magic monster juicing, and that's where you get a lot of the maps drop from the magic monsters, especially as we're using the Bloodline Scarab. So it's really good. We found a lot of currency, I realized as well. So 15 divs in random currencies, but we also got, I mean, if we go back to the Wealthy Exile, you can see it's, 6 divs in raw divs. That might seem like a lot because this is a pretty non-ground looty league, but I've been using the Deli Orbs with currency on. Oh! It just sold! You see, oh, get my head out of the way. Oh! One sold for 32, one sold for 33. Okay, so definitely 33C for those Blight Ravaged maps, and that's 169 at 33 Chaos. Maybe this guy is going to buy some more. That's interesting. Okay, so definitely is worth way more than we thought. 169 times 20 plus. So was it 170, 340? So 3,400 Chaos more? Is that true? So was it 169 times 20? Yeah. So 3 and a bit thousand Chaos extra on top of the 45 divs that we got here. So if we were to add that on, let's see, plus 6692, 10072, 10072, and that brings us out to 20 divs an hour, which is much more respectable. Anyway. This is hopefully this guy's going to buy some more. He's just looking at them right now. He's just looking at them and thinking about it. But okay, so he's buying them. He's buying them. He's buying them for 45C. Okay. He's just going through them. He's just going through them. Okay, so where does he stop? Okay, this is live reporting from the Underground River sales. Where does this guy stop? Where does he stop? Does he stop at 46? No. 47? 48? No, surely not. Surely not. He bought all of them. Even at 55C he bought them. That's wild. Okay, well. Okay, so even at 55C they sell. So it's a lot more than 20 divs an hour then, I guess. Anyway. I'll maybe try and figure out how much it is. I mean, that's interesting. I'm going to see how much I can sell this. But yeah, so this seems like maybe it's a lot better than I thought. And maybe the Underground River, this one, that's 14C. So the tier 15 ones, they don't sell for as much. Anyway, I got to get out of here. That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Blight Ravaged Farm's still good. I really enjoy it. And don't mess it up like I did. Anyway, that's it for everybody. I hope you enjoyed yourself whilst you're here. Stop by the stream. We're live every day on twitch.tv/LifeWithoutPants. But with that, I hope you are kind to everyone you meet. I love you all very much. I'll see you next time. Cheers.